My name is Oscar.
My name is Carl.
And this is Who Would Watch This? Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast we watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about White House Down, which currently has a 6.3 on IMDb, 53% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.8 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
While on tour of the White House with his young daughter, a Capitol policeman springs into action to save his child and protect the president from a heavily armed group of dangerous terrorists. I'm not a big fan of terrorists, personally. That's just my political opinion. I don't know where you stand. Me, not a big fan of them.
You heard it here first. We're anti-terrorism.
Yeah, it's nice to have a podcast that has some freaking morals and some values, you know? I don't want to speak ill of some other podcasts, but I don't think I've heard them denounce terrorism.
No. A lot of them are for it.
Yeah.
Depending on who you're listening
Oh,
to.
anyone with a Squarespace sponsorship? Yeah, big terrorists over there. Unless they want to sponsor us, in which case I'll bow down to the terrorists. I'm willing to, to debate them, to figure it all out. Carl, before we chat about anti-terrorism stands, should we go to last week before we were kind of on the fence about the terrorism thing? The terrorism problem?
Yep. Yeah. Before we'd cracked the code and worked out how to solve it. Yeah. So let's go back in time to before we'd seen White House Down, when we were trying to predict who we thought would watch it. Oscar, it's another Versus. Mm-hmm. We've got another Versus happening.
Thank God. Put them in the ring.
We've got Olympus Has Fallen versus White House Down. Two of the most White House-based films you've ever seen.
Yeah. And there's a film called, I think, White House. So you know that really didn't.
And there's that one called Dave.
We can just name other movies. Gulliver's Travels is also there.
That one's not at the White House.
It could be. We don't know. No one's seen it. Now, Carl, I think we are very keen for this versus one because for some reason you've...
For some reason...
I'm telling the some
You're
reason.
going to find out soon enough.
I'm using the some reason is similar to like that some pig. Like I'm using it in that way.
Some reason,
like a really grandiose reason. I'm not saying like some random. I'm saying it like in the Charlotte's Web.
Thank God you clarified.
Thank you,
and I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
So some reason we're doing this because you have a love affair with Olympus Has Fallen.
Yes, Olympus Has Fallen is pretty famously probably one of the best action movies ever made.
People have been saying that. Everyone has a poster on the wall of, I want to say, Gerard Butler looking angrily to the right.
Yes, that's right. He's always like, I've just gotten out of Law Abiding Citizen and now I'm looking left, actually, at the White House on fire.
Oh man, that's on me. I'm a bad movie guy over here.
I haven't seen Olympus Has Fallen in many years. I saw this twice in cinemas. And so I was very keen to do this. I don't know if it's going to hold up. I've had a pretty unenjoyable day finding out that people don't like Olympus Has Fallen when I thought it was leagues and bounds ahead of White House Down. I don't truly believe Olympus Has Fallen is one of the best action movies ever made, but from memory, it's very fun. It's very 90s style. It's like a little bit of a lower budget. I really like it. And then I think the same year, White House Down came out in the middle of the summer.
Like 3 months, like in between.
Yeah. And it was terrible and I hated it.
Yeah.
So I'm very biased about the two films.
Tight. You should always be biased when you're coming into a versus month, and I'm just neutral.
That's right.
I've seen neither.
Well, you have to choose my side. Otherwise, what are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly. What's the gist? What's going on?
They're both Die Hard in a White House.
Yeah,
so
thank
God.
Logline.
Isn't it nuts that for like 30 years Hollywood hadn't done that pitch, and then suddenly it was such a good pitch, 2 studios made it?
Yeah.
Nuts. Absolutely nuts.
I feel like as well, like the No Strings Attached or whatever the other one is for that, I feel like also came out around this exact same time, and there was a bit of like a hey, isn't it weird 2 films are pretty similar coming out at the same time?
For sure.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're finally getting around to it, just because I have an excuse to watch Olympus Has Fallen again. Yeah. When I can make us watch a movie that I, in the back of my mind, already like, it's like you're not even doing any work.
It's a freebie because the notes are out the window. You're like, I remember it. I'm just watching a good film. I'm just enjoying myself.
So Oscar, you have not seen either of these movies.
No. My White House virginity is going to be broken in the next 2 weeks.
You ever been to Washington?
No, I've never been to the capital. I've never been to DC. So really, I mean, what am I doing here? This just feels pointless.
know.
If there was some sort of Canberra-based, film, maybe I could really weigh in there.
Nobody'd think to do it.
Yeah,
I think anybody would think to attack our capital because nobody's there.
I think you could walk in and walk. I'm pretty sure, like when we went to as like school, you'd walk into the green room and the red room, and they'd be like, "Here's a gun.
Yeah.
If you want, just go nuts."
For
Who
sure.
cares?
Questacon's on more of a lockdown.
Oh, of course,
you
yeah.
couldn't crack that bad
Some
boy.
rowdy kids running around. Slow down, kids. Okay, go nuts with the parliament. Yeah, no. So I'm really keen. I'm pretty excited. What am I expecting, and who do I think would watch this? Ooh, great one.
The words right out of my mouth, right off of the cue card.
Who would watch this? I guess honestly, political nuts, and I do think. Given the current climate,
Why? What's happened?
I'm 6 years behind technically, but I mean, those riots would have happened. Surely someone would have booed this up, the day before.
Yeah, they were like, "What does this look like?"
I feel like just to get a general vibe of the place. Who would watch this? I guess people who are planning to invade the White House. Really.
My favorite thing is, from memory, neither movie makes it look like it's hard to siege the White House.
Which, maybe that's a bad thing, maybe that's a good thing. I mean, not if you're planning to invade the White House. In fairness, they did kind of get it was pretty easy. Maybe this film should have a couple answers to questions. Answer to,
Yeah, I guess I would love to interview somebody that I guess was there for both the making of these films and then there again on the 6th of January.
So the boom operator midway through going, I reckon we could do this. This seems pretty piss easy. If Channing Tatum and Gerard Butler can do it, I think we could do it.
Have we tried walking in
through the front door? Yeah, just like a bunch of us.
That's how these guys have done it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I think we might succeed there too. Are you a big sort of action movie fan? What are you expecting out of these? Also, we've got two big heavyweight directors. We've got
who did
Anton Fuqua.
Oh, hell
did Olympus Has Fallen. We've got Roland Emmerich for his first. Have we done a Roland Emmerich film? We've done Godzilla.
We've done a Godzilla. I feel like we've done the one in the sky. What's the fucking the Geostorm? Did he also do that?
No, he did Moonfall.
He did
I think
Moonfall.
Somebody adjacent to him did Geostorm.
I always forget.
Though.
I feel like we got 2012, and I feel like
we've got. I think in our Versus month we're going to be doing 2012 Versus tomorrow on the War Began.
Oh, that's huge! Great.
Yeah.
Did he do both of those? I feel like he did both of those.
He did do both of those.
Wow, that's good stuff. I feel like in my mind we've done a lot of Roland.
Yeah.
But I don't. Maybe we haven't touched.
And then we're going to do his Shakespeare film Anonymous versus Shakespeare in Love versus Hamnet. Stick around. It's going to be a good month.
Look, I just think Chloe Zhao dropped the ball a little bit. That's just my opinion.
Roland Emmerich gets a real je ne sais quoi out of Shakespeare in his film.
Here's the thing. I mean, yeah, Shakespeare's pretty good, but when Roland really starts to adapting, then it really leaps off the page.
Then it really works.
Yeah, no.
It really works.
Carl, who would watch The White House Down?
I think it's going to be for huge fans of Jamie Foxx. I assume they're out there. I guess they're just big fans of the movie The Soloist.
Oh yeah, Soloist. Ray is also up there.
Yeah.
His rap career when he was in,
yes,
with Kanye,
and his Netflix career. People loved Project Power.
Yeah, he's a real weird one, isn't he?
His career has not been consistent at all.
But he's done well. But it seems like he gets bored of just like, nope, I'm gonna start all over again. And each time he sort of does it, but to what cost?
What do we think of Channing Tatum? You a Channing Tatum fan?
I am. Comedically, he's fun. I feel like I've seen Magic Mike, so he can do a bit of drama, and then comedy-wise, he's great. And I feel like, honestly, he's not utilized. Oh, I guess I haven't seen the, what's the one, The Roof Man?
Yeah.
I got a lot of trailers for that. They were really begging me to watch Roof Man. I didn't watch Roof Man, but I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's good.
I think he's good with the right director. From memory, I don't have any...
I can't imagine he's going to be great in this.
No.
This feels like the G.I. Joe of the...
Yeah, when he's asked to just sort of be there,
Yeah.
I feel like I think he's an actor that needs direction.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got what it takes to just go, I'm just going to run with this.
He's good comedically, and I feel like for a couple of years he was like, I'm comedy gold. But yeah, no.
Yeah, absolutely. He was good in Don't Blink Twice.
Yes.
Or maybe it's called Blink Twice.
I think it's I can't remember the exact.
I can't remember what the title is either.
It definitely blinked twice.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just
whether or not we should be doing that or we can, I'm not sure.
Well, I've seen the film and you're not meant to.
Yeah. Well, then it's anyone's guess, really.
Yes, that's right. I really blinked on the title.
But yeah, should we jump into frickin' this one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it that way.
Yeah.
Oh my god, out of nowhere, a Joey King-led film? I'd forgotten about this.
When my first note is just J. King, a lot of exclamation marks, pretty chuffed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy.
We should compare first notes.
Okay, huge.
Because my first one was a slow pan to Joey King. This is a classic.
Yeah, mine's just J. King and then a bunch of emojis.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
That's very good. I've then also got, now that we've both seen the film, my immediate next note was, I've just remembered she will save this building using the American flag.
Look, it's a powerful scene, and I just don't think anyone but Joey King could really, live up to this. Joey King's in everything, and I feel like no one really knew this until the kissing booth, but she's been plowing around. You know?
I think we didn't pick up on the fact she was Dakota Fanning, like the 2010s.
Yeah.
Like, and still is kind of.
Yeah.
She's still in things.
Yeah,
she just
totally.
never stopped.
No, but I mean, as a child, now she's at bullet train age.
Yeah, now she's the uglies age.
Yes.
So she's flourishing.
And I feel bad. She worked all her way to be a lead actress, and then they got uglies. They got uglies.
I am getting to I'm fear, and I'm now going to look it up, that she is the person we've done on the podcast the
Joey
most.
King's in this. That was a big reveal. That was pretty.
Well, I mean, she is like the beginning credits of the entire film. I forgot that she was a major player. She's like John McClane's wife's role. She's got a huge.
Everyone's got a Funko Pop of her. You know.
It is, and you know what? I don't know how you feel when these things happen, but it was something to me where I went, a child's in this.
I get maybe I don't have that knee-jerk reaction. Why was that for you?
I just find they always bog down a film. I
just thought the sight of a child, you're like, well, this is just
Oh,
dog
I was
shit.
very upset. I said, I thought this was an adult film. I thought this was a film
I
starring
thought this
adults.
was M, and therefore only 15-year-olds were allowed to star in it. That's how I assume the rating works. No, we do get... So yeah, we got Joey King, but don't worry, Carl. It's just not just a Joey King flick. We've also got Jamie Foxx.
Yes. We've got Jamie Foxx who, and I don't want to be mean, but I do think this is one of his worst performances.
Powerful to say.
What did you think? Have you seen a lot of Jamie Foxx films?
I guess Django. What else? Round me
You're
off.
a big fan of The Soloist.
Yep. Ray's up there. That Ray tattoo I got.
Because it's those three.
Yeah, those three.
He is good in Django Unchained.
I guess the new Annie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is an odd one, isn't he? Because without Django and I guess Ray, it's an odd...
What is the career?
Yeah, it's very strange. And I guess he's good in the Killing the Boss one, the comedy one.
Oh, yes. In Horrible Bosses.
Yeah.
I forget he's even in those
Yeah.
films.
I don't. He's great in that. He's a VCR salesman. Let's get into this, Carl. So Jamie Foxx is the president. His whole thing is like, hey, we got to get out of Iran, which is nice and topical, which is good.
Yeah, crazy this movie hasn't missed a beat in 12 years.
We're still on it, you know?
That's still got its finger on the pulse, which is great because, surprise, surprise, this movie's kind of apolitical as well.
It is quite apolitical. I mean, it's apolitical in the sense that,
It felt apolitical now, but it came out in a time where it probably didn't need to be apolitical, and that in itself, I think, is kind of funny.
It's kind of crazy. At one point, we'll find out the driving force of the enemy is to nuke Iran, and it is odd that it just seems kind of just like, well, that's just what's happening now, you know?
Yeah.
But it is good stuff.
Yeah, we've also got Maggie Gyllenhaal, who is the only woman in the film. Joey King's obviously our child actress, and then we've got Maggie Gyllenhaal being the only woman.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what her role at the White House is.
No, I feel like this episode's going to be an interesting one because there's going to be a lot of us being like, I don't think that's how the White House works. But again, I have no prior knowledge. So maybe there is a room where Maggie Gyllenhaal sort of just gives out people just vague directions, but then there's also another, she has to chat to someone else. Seems like a lot of people, a lot of admin, you know?
Look, and I mean, I get that the White House probably has a lot of people in it.
Yeah.
I say probably. We don't know. Nobody's ever been inside. So we think that there is a chain of command, but is there? Let's hypothesize.
Look, I don't know. Look, the president, apparently he's the top of the chain, but how big's his chain, you know? It's kind of like how long's a piece of rope, you know? It's how long's the chain. But Maggie Gyllenhaal is that. Her boss is James Woods.
Yeah.
Now,
so I think we're meant to believe she's the only competent person here.
I think so.
Yes.
Yes.
She's a workaholic.
Yep.
And she's to take over for James Woods' role once he retires.
Yes. Now, James Woods, I've not seen James Woods since Videodrome and I guess Hercules. So I don't know what he's been doing for
He's so good in Hercules.
Yeah.
But I've always sort of remembered him in this movie because I don't think you ever really see James Woods in a film when he's this age.
I feel like he's because of the Family Guy of it all, he's had like a bit of like cultural...
The only reason I think our age demo knows him is being a reoccurring character on Family Guy.
Yeah.
So, because it's not like I didn't watch Videodrome until like the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And then that's probably his best film.
I think so, yeah.
So,
and it's not exactly like displaying his acting chops. It's more like this little freak of a man, you know, gets to do this, you know.
And now James Woods' second in command as the villain is Jason Clarke.
Mm-hmm.
So this is honestly kind of a stacked cast of nobody you ever buy a ticket for.
Yeah. It really is a roster of character actors.
It really is.
There's a couple of like the guy from Always Sunny who's like with the McPoyle brothers, who I feel like is blown up recently.
Yeah, well, he's in Westworld.
Yeah.
I think he's actually always been quite good in things.
Yes.
He's having a lot of fun here, but his character seems to have no bearing on the plot, and he is killed.
Actually, sorry, now that I've actually sat down here, I haven't really know what was he doing, because he's the hacker. He's the hacker, and he was downloading the White House.
Yes,
but it seemed like he was blown up at the end. So what was his thing?
He has no bearing. I think at one stage...
Was that just a separate hacking thing?
Yes, it seems he's on his own mission. And at one stage he goes, the cameras that I've put up for my own thing, the president's tripped.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to leave, he gets blown up. So he's in a real self-contained
It's
narrative.
a nice tight, bow. It's just done over there.
To a point when you're sort of watching the movie and you go, well, I think cut this character then.
I think they were like, he's the only one
here.
that's kind of working, because he is the fun, sort of a bit cheeky.
Yeah.
So I think he's working, but get rid of him.
So I think the whole thing is he's wiping all of Richard Jenkins' bad doings so that he can't be connected.
Yes. We've also got Richard Jenkins.
Yes. And so I wrote down, because they make a big, just in terms of, this is a movie that says Joey King has been rehearsing to wave a flag for 6 months, and now Channing Tatum can't go to the recital, and at the end of the movie, she'll wave a flag.
Yeah.
And that's a great payoff. I feel like they make a big song and dance about Richard Jenkins being allergic to cats, and that never came back.
I've also written, wow, Richard Jenkins, brackets, this cat thing's going to be a big thing.
Well, I thought for sure it was going to be a reveal at the end.
I thought his comeuppance would be almost that, like, he's left in the cop car with a bunch of cats,
Yes.
Which would feel a bit Scooby-Doo-esque.
A cat detective takes him down.
Precisely.
And that's just extra salt on the wound,
Yeah, imagine being a terrorist Splinter Cell and then a cat takes you down. It would be a fail.
I think this movie's way better if Channing Tatum is indeed a cat. just like a snowball style cat.
Totally, 100%.
Yeah. If this, if this was actually just the plot of whatever the third Cats and Dogs movie was, this is $1 billion hit.
Would you believe that was the third movie? But they really dropped the ball in the direction.
I fear it's actually the second one, if you've ever seen The Revenge of
Kitty Galore?
Yeah.
I've not, but I know the subtitle. It's just very strong, so I can't not.
It's road chip-esque. You could never forget.
Look, the squeakle really is. Anyway, we'll get into it. Anyway, so we've got a bunch of characters. We've also got Channing Tatum. He's like, hey, I want to be a secret agent. At the moment, I'm sort of a low-ranking secret agent. I guess.
So I think he knows someone who is second to the vice president, and she got him work with Richard Jenkins, and now he's trying to go to work for the president. We get some of the work. I think this is frankly really lazy writing, but he rocks up to the White House to find out Maggie Gyllenhaal, who he knows from high school, is interviewing him. Odd connection that I don't think pays off.
No, it doesn't pay off. No. It's not like she like learns or that they were being romantic.
Yeah.
Just sort of,
You can
it's
almost
there.
consolidate it so she's the one trying to get him in. Like, I don't know why other than the fact that I think they want his story arc of the movie to be, he can't be the president's security guard. By the end of the movie, he's the president's security guard. It would make more sense if his long-time high school friend was the one that was like, I'll interview you. And then somebody was like, that doesn't work out.
Yeah,
And
someone
she's
else.
like, I'm sorry, buddy. I tried. Because she has faith in him the whole film, even though she's gone through a file where everybody's given him a bad Yelp review.
It is crazy that it's on his like permanent record because they are a secret service, so they can just check out what everything's up to. It's like, so you got fired from here.
Yeah.
You've had a bunch of divorces. Imagine in a job interview, someone be like, "You're a bad marital spouse."
Yeah, crazy. They also keep on being like, they've said you're a bad listener, which I didn't think paid off either. I thought it was like the president would always be like, here's a good idea. And he's like, no.
No.
I don't
Didn't you
like
read my
that.
file? I've got bad hearing. That's right. It's less of an emotional thing and more of a literal physical thing.
Now, he's brought his daughter to the White House.
For the job interview, I feels like he was doubling up. I feel like he was a bit lazy. He was like, look, I've got a job interview here. I might as well take you for a
Well,
tour.
if I was Maggie Gyllenhaal, I'd be like, so you brought your daughter to the interview, so I'll just add bad dad to this file, and you can give this to whoever you end up working with next.
Just a thick file of just like, wow, you have my DNA on here. That's crazy.
So he doesn't get the job.
Yeah.
And just decides, hey, now I'm going to go on tour.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a tour of the White
Yeah.
House. Because his daughter is like a huge fan.
Mega fan of the White House to the point that I thought Channing Tatum was trying to get the job to impress his daughter. It seems like it's just a really lucky coincidence for him.
Well-
He's like, great. It's good that my dreams are her, like what she loves, you know? What a win.
He does something that I thought was a bad dad vibe.
Hit me. What,
But
Miss Channing? Mr.
he
Tatum?
leans forward after she gets a handful of questions right on the tour and he's like, don't lie to me now. Do you get bullied? And I was like, whoa, rough.
Look, it's rough, but dare I say, is he wrong? You know?
Well, I mean, she then turns around and goes, it's a very staunch, no, I'm a cool kid. I'm Joey King.
Joey King.
In film.
Yeah. I feel like Joey King gets a bad rap, but when she's listing off White House facts, I'm enamored. Okay.
Well, I think I don't love Joey King in
Whoa,
anything,
that's crazy.
but I'm excited for her to be good in something.
Whoa. Okay, a bit of a King hater.
Well, do you
In
like
fact-
her in anything?
Oh, no, but one day I will. You know.
I would love her to have like a Bryan Cranston.
I think she
moment.
has. What's that one where she's sick?
Oh, the act?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Isn't that her thing?
Yeah, but nobody saw that. I didn't see that. That doesn't count. That one where she got nominated for a Golden Globe, that doesn't count.
Yeah, I assume she's got a good performance in her, so I'm happy.
That's probably what makes her like hireable now.
Yeah.
She probably would have been a bit on the outs, and they were like, "Nope, you can stick around."
Exactly.
You
I feel
proved
like you've
yourself.
got kissing booth in the back, and then you've also got it feels. Anyway, we're on the King train. Let's get off this King train.
We've got to depart the King train.
No, there is a bomb.
But yeah, there's so many characters in the movie.
Yeah.
And there is a bomb. They bring a bomb into the center of the Capitol building. Now, I thought that when this bomb went off, I thought this needed to be like a moment. But it doesn't really... Nobody seems phased.
It
Nobody's
feels-
acting like a bomb has gone off.
No, and in the Capitol as well. Like, I don't know what we always see it on, like, not the White House. What's the big white building with the big circle on the top?
Yeah.
That blows up. I don't know what's in there. I assume the Senate. But it seems like underneath it was almost just like a general museum.
Yeah.
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 I'll be honest, guys. We really did no research. Have you been to DC?
No.
Okay,
but
great.
I've seen Night of the Museum Battle of the Smithsonian.
Okay.
So I feel like I've got a good grasp on what Amelia Earhart's done.
Totally. It's good to have that.
It's good to have that.
Okay, so I was going to say we don't have the qualifications, but obviously we do.
We do. I got given a badge when I saw the film.
Anyway, this film, the building blows up and shit goes nasty. Maggie Gyllenhaal's like, uh-oh. But she's out of cars like, nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
She was on her way home. She's already been up for 24 hours. I got to tell you, it'd be one of these things where you go, you're in the taxi and you're just like, keep driving.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that.
Puts her phone to do not disturb. It's just keep driving.
The one day she decides to take it off, like, nah, it's fine. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Honestly, what a great character moment it would be to just turn your phone off and exit the film.
I'm off to the director Bride, okay? I got Bride to direct, okay?
Now, look, I don't know if So the plan is Jason Clarke's coming.
Let's talk about the plan.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the plan very detailed.
Let's do it in full,
Yeah.
shall we? So we've
Okay.
got a good grasp on
Yeah.
the entire film.
Highest up, James Woods is the
Head of detail,
the
head of the
deta-
Secret Service.
His plan, he has cancer. He goes, hey, I want to get money, and also I want a bit of revenge because my son died in Iran.
Yeah.
And as a result, I want to blow up Iran.
So it's a really, really convoluted plan, which is it's a handful of things that he needs. He needs $400 million to pay off all of the people that he's hired.
Yeah.
But
Which, and in terms of conspiracy theories, like I gotta tell you, you'd never want this many loose ends. You never want $400 million worth of loose ends. This is messy.
Not going to pan out.
No.
And I don't know if taking over the White House, it might be worth more than $400 million.
Alarms are flaring when the film starts with him being like, "We're taking the president hostage for $400 million." You go, "That's too little.
It's so little.
That's so rob a bank." You know?
Yeah, and it's also one of those things where the plan goes poorly very quickly. So everybody gets filmed on camera and put out into the news. There's no way you got to enjoy the $400 million. So fast it all falls apart. But he needs James Woods needs $400 million to pay off all the mercenaries.
Yeah.
All the mercenaries have been hired by Jason Clarke, and they're all Jason Clarke's best friends from war.
Yep.
And then he himself had his son die in the Iran war. And so he just wants to blow up Iran so that no more Americans could ever die in that war. And for him to do that and pull off the entire thing, he's hired Richard Jenkins, and they're going a swap where Richard Jenkins is like, if you want to blow up Iran, then
I'm all for that.
I'm all for it if you help make me president.
Now, he is third in command. I don't exactly know what it is, but essentially it's president, vice president, him.
Yeah, so there's a lot of moving cogs.
There's a lot of moving cogs. It seems like a high wire act that really it needs a lot of precision. And if anything goes wrong, it must be just tits up. Don't even bother trying.
Well, you'd think it would be a lot of precision, but they're able to get all these mercenaries in by being like, they're the AV team for the theater.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When they're just in blue jumpsuits, the White House like, come on in, boys. What's that? You got a gun? Go nuts. I don't mind.
Well, it's also the first third of the setup of the first 20 minutes is a lot of like Secret Service people bumping into the mercenaries and going, "You're not meant to be here." Anyway, be careful.
It makes it feel like a pointless endeavor to not. You should just just storm the White House. It's fine. It seems very easy.
Doing it not planned almost feel like, because the thing is Richard Jenkins' plan comes unraveled because he planned it.
Yeah.
There's evidence.
Yeah.
But had they just gone ahead
Should
and
have
done
freeballed it.
he would have been
Here's the thing:
fine.
the second things go awry when Joey King posts a vlog, they're just like, "All right, we're gonna sort of freestyle it now."
Yeah.
And things sort of go poorly, but really goes pretty well, all things considered.
Well, it's funny too because they get the president and then Channing Tatum saves the president and their entire plan's fucked.
Yeah.
Like within seconds of it all unfolding.
Yeah.
So you reckon they'd be even more on top of it.
I think they have a contingency.
Yeah.
If the president gets shot.
I thought it was nuts that even James Woods people were like, who the hell's this guy? And James Wood goes, must be somebody from the tours. I think that's just a big leap to assume.
Are we talking about Iraq tours or are we talking about the literal White House tours?
The White House tours.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
He was like, you must be in a White House tour. Couldn't be anybody else that was in that day.
He's crazy. So anyway, these are the stakes. Essentially, we've got Jamie Foxx, we've got Channing Tatum. They're a little duo. We've got James Wood and his mercenaries.
Yeah.
Joey King is around the White House doing sort of Home Alone shit.
Yeah.
And then we've also got, I guess, Maggie Gyllenhaal and the Secret Service team sort of trying to invade the White House back. That might seem way more competent. I gotta tell you, they have put no pressure on these terrorists.
No.
It feels like they're just like, guys, hands off. They have the White House. They immediately fold.
Yeah, everybody's quite bad at their job. They're and it's also odd too because at one stage the vice president's just like, I'll just become president regardless of if the president's alive or dead and just make the calls. You go, well, what's the point in even trying to seize the president back then?
Well, I think I think they're being lazy. I think they go, you know what? He's probably dead. Let's enact 25th Amendment. I don't know what that is. I think it's just them being like, don't worry about it. I've got this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and so that's sort of the playing field of the chess game that ensues.
Yeah.
And I think now is like a good time to talk about the tone of the film.
Yeah, great.
What did you think of it vibe-wise? Were you expecting this sort of cartoonish?
I was honestly a Roland Emmerich. I thought he was just gonna just absolutely fuck up, just like big. It's odd to see his style not with like 40 minutes of destruction sequences.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, wow, really focusing on, because it's always a bit janky, but
Yeah.
because you kind of have like a big explosion, you're like, you do you.
Yeah.
So it's odd. This is dialogue heavy.
Yeah, well, you also feel like his movies, he sort of tricks you into thinking they're fast-paced and fun because they're usually set worldwide. And so he's got about 40 characters to chop between.
Yeah.
And this one has a lot. It's got about 20 characters to chop between. But it's just a lot of like exchanges between them all without any sort of big payoff, unless like something just explodes at random.
Yeah.
And for a guy that's really famous for blowing up the White House in Independence Day, this is like an ugly movie as well.
This looks hideous. It feels like, so it's about $150 million budget. The film is shot like, I think it must be I think we both think it's green screen, right?
It looks like it must be a sound stage,
But then
an
I
odd
guess
overlit green screen.
Everyone's really overlit, but because it's the White House and it's so iconic, they've almost like added like a lot of detail to the background.
Yeah.
So it just looks really odd, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like, so there's just sequences. I think the worst ones for me were anything that was shot around the gates of the White House, because it's very clear they've got a green screen in the background, and then they've built fake gates,
Yeah.
and then they've just got people running in between it all. And there's something about the depth that I think is really off.
Yeah.
And then it is just so bright that there's no mood to it. And so I think all of the CGI can't be hidden.
Well, they cut in between, and like Jason Clarke's face is like sweaty, and he's got like a beautiful light like cut between his face. You're like, wow. Then you cut to outside, you're like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, that's
Don't
right.
bother.
Everything that's really outside, and I think that's another problem with the movie, is it's a full daytime film, and so I don't think its tension ever ramps up, and they're not able to hide a lot of.
The little janky. I think the CGI would be fine if it was just dark.
Yeah.
Go nuts, you know?
Well, I mean, Olympus Has Fallen is a nighttime movie.
Here we go with Olympus Has Fallen. Oh my
And it's got half the budget, and it does have moments where it definitely looks horrible from memory, but I think that one's able to hide a lot more by just going, this is happening at night.
Yeah.
So I don't know why this movie's been like, we'll do it during the day. And I think as well, one of the things that's disappointing about this movie is I think they throw away the concept of doing Die Hard in the White House pretty quickly.
It's really upsetting. You think that almost... I liked that almost the guards were all around it. It feels like there's no oppressive feeling of the guards are like keeping the terrorists inside, and then the terrorists are also keeping the president inside. It feels like they're willy-nilly can just run around here, you know? Which, as you say, like you've lost your interesting concept.
It's also tough too because I think what's great in Die Hard is that is obviously just a tall building. And so you're able to map it out because they're like, all the hostages are on level 6. He's up on level 11. He wants to get to 7 to get the mic. Like, it's an easy thing to format that. But because the White House is so complex, you have no understanding of the floor plan. And so it just sort of feels like an endlessly empty home.
It does. But I think the shame is that you almost have a bit of like goodwill that people kind of roughly know vague things.
Yeah.
Whereas really, I don't think they like execute that at all. Like there's like sequences like in a big staircase. You're like, I don't know what that is. What are you doing here? You know. At one point, they're like, we're going the catacombs, which is sort of like a bit like, haha, Marilyn Monroe and JFK. They were fucking in the tunnels, but really they were.
Yeah,
but they actually were.
Are there not any more fun rooms in the White House? Because you'd think that they'd be like, oh, well, and we'll do like
It's a
this
serious
sequence
place
here.
of business, okay, Carl? How's it got a jumpy, bouncy castle for you, huh? Huh?
But that would be fun.
Yeah.
Surely the president's got like a lolly room or
Of
a candy
course,
room
yeah,
or a
something.
Willy Wonka-esque
Sort
room.
of Richie Rich McDonald's-esque room, you know? That's what I've been begging for.
It was really odd to see the president so fit and healthy and so confidently happy.
What a time, huh? A spry 40-year-old just like, give me the gun, I'll run around, and then just, no.
A lot of the last like 2 presidents, they'd just be out of breath and give up.
I just think, even George W. Bush, I still think could kind of do this. I guess Yeah, Bill Clinton. I feel like the guys at their like 50s, you're still like, give
They're
them a gun.
agile enough to skirt through for sure.
Yeah, totally.
But it's these ones that are pushing 80.
Yeah, you're like, give that dementia patient like a gun. You're like, I don't know if we should be doing that. I don't know. That feels wrong. What if he trips and breaks a hip, you know?
It must be one of those things where I think now you could just walk in and be like, we're seizing you. And they'd be like, okay.
All right. So, yeah, we got to.
Do I have to do anything or can I just snap? Take a straight up nap right now.
Who killed the president? I think he had a stroke, sir. I think. Or her. That's right. The president can be whatever you want.
It's good to be looking after both things.
Exactly.
And that way we're covered.
Exactly.
I do think it was a real shame that they give up on the concept of doing Die Hard in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the moment they throw it away is when they get to actively leave the house to do a car chase.
The car chase at that point, like the president and Channing Tatum get in the big beast car, which is like, I think it's like...
Which is, I think, fun in concept.
It's a fun concept, yeah, totally. But at this point, they are now driving around the White House lawn. Just leave.
Yeah.
Like
in circles.
Like I think the main thing is that the president should be out of the terrorist situation, so then he can do the command and but because they do this whole thing, you're like, this is completely gone. You know, all the stakes have lost essentially.
They're
in a tank that's like designed to be like protected, you know.
Yeah, I don't know why. There is a throwaway line when they're going to go through the gates, and I can't remember what Jamie Foxx says.
It says it's 7 foot tall steel,
right?
You know, yeah,
but this is like a tank.
Yeah, exactly.
So surely,
yeah, I thought it looked like it could probably do it.
Yeah.
Or worst comes to worst, you break into that, and then there's literally like a literal army outside, ready to swarm. You know,
Yeah.
they'll stop 2 cars.
I thought this whole...
They had a tank.
They had a tank, you're right.
Yeah.
This whole sequence is, I think, the worst looking of the film.
Yeah.
I think this is when... Actually, no, it's not. It's at the end when all of those helicopters
Yeah.
start flying in. That's when it looked worse. I couldn't believe the effects for this, for 2013.
Yeah.
Because there's things like... I said to you, like, the... Hunger Games Catching Fire, same year, smaller budget.
Yeah.
And, like, that's just shot on location.
They make a capital. I guess the problem is you can't shoot on location because even if you do like a set, you're so aware it's not the White House. So they've gone with just like, let's just do it all CGI. And in which case, just it does not look good.
I just think in the sense that, for example, there is a long sequence of 3 helicopters flying around Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it. You can't afford to do it. It doesn't lend anything.
It looks horrible.
It's them generally as well also showing you via the camera because I think they want to show off the effects. It's going, look at what we can do. And you go, that doesn't look good at all. Stop showing it.
It looks like the default like After Effects helicopter just sort of like put in with a green screen.
Yeah, I used to be able to do this on my, like, in iMovie.
Yeah.
You know, when you could, like, drag it in and it would blow up something.
Yeah.
I think we're meant to find a buddy cop aspect to the film,
Which
between
is a
the
shame
two
because
leads.
I don't think they bother. They have a couple of bits where they're just like, "You're a Republican? Yeah, I'm a Democrat. I didn't vote for you," which could be a bit cheeky. I think the best. I feel like Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis in Die Hard 3. That's a fun buddy cop.
They have great chemistry in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these two have no chemistry.
No, they don't. Whenever they're chatting, it's just like, I don't think. Maybe because Jamie Foxx is doing an odd performance as the president.
It is. Well, he's doing Jamie Foxx as the president. And I think Channing Tatum's doing... Channing Tatum toned down.
He's doing 21 Jump Street, yeah, sometimes, and then other times like, stop that, Channing. You're Magic Mike in right now.
Yeah, I don't know what it feels like they are both just sort of doing their bare minimum version of this.
Yes.
And so I don't think any of them have really brought a character.
Yeah.
But none of them are given a character. For example, I do just think Jamie Foxx has been told, you're acting as the president.
Yeah.
We get told he does have a wife and a daughter. We barely see them.
Yeah.
We don't know what drives him. There's one moment where he goes, I'd like to do something as the
I
president.
also think the president is a surreal person. Like, that is a person who gets anything they want. So it's crazy. He's immediately like, all right, you and me, gun, let's freaking go.
Yeah.
Like, it's odd. I just don't think you'd get this, you know?
He's also, and I'm sorry to say, an idiot.
Yeah.
So in this film, there's a moment when all of the people on the radio, all the villains are speaking another language, and the president goes to say something, and Channing Tatum just says, don't do that.
Yeah.
And he goes, I've got to do it anyway. And just says
Le
it.
pour et le tuer. And then James Wood in French is like, hey, what's your last name? He goes, we've been had.
Yeah. Fuck, you're right.
James Wood's like,
run!
Go the guns, go the kid. They're in the kitchen. Go kill them right now. It's like, okay. And he gets there's no consequences. You'd think there'd be a bit of rat-tat-tat, but no.
It's just that really he should have been listened to, and Jamie Foxx didn't make a smart move. I'm also not sure what Jamie Foxx wanted to get out of it.
I think he just, in my mind, it'd be a funny moment to be like, he knows French.
Yeah.
And he's just bragging. Like, it's odd they don't do like a bit of like, isn't the president a bit of a doofus? Because at this high level, your skill set is useless.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right. Well, I mean, he's also more telling people what to do than doing anything himself.
Yes, exactly.
And so if it's just him on his own, he should be a little bit scarce.
Yes. At this point in the movie, they go, hey, let's get this vice president. Let's blow up the White House. In my mind, they always go to the most extreme option.
Yeah, so it's funny that everybody apart from Jamie Foxx seems inept at their job.
I mean, Jamie Foxx,
he's picked them.
Exactly. And he's sort of, at the start of the film, he's like, he's a freaking pacifist. But it seems like anybody else just wants to use a bomb.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, the first vice president is like, just go in on brute force and we'll helicopter the fuck out of the wall. That goes poorly. All the helicopters blow up.
Well, the helicopters go in with a big machine gun, and one of the terrorists out the window goes, what are you going to do? We've got hostages. And the helicopter's like, don't shoot. And the terrorist's like, we can shoot you. And they go, fuck.
Yeah, and then they just missile them all. And the vice president is just sort of sitting on his plane going, this was a bad call.
Look, in fairness, I've been in this job for 5 minutes. I don't think this is on me. I think it's on the last guy.
Yeah. He was like, I was never going to do the right thing here. I was set up to fail.
I'm on a plane myself. I don't know what the stakes are. Why am I in charge, really?
Now, I'm not sure who blows up Air Force One.
I have no idea. I assume
Richard Jenkins does something?
I guess Richard Jenkins has hired a missile. Because when I'll be honest, it's probably the biggest surprise of the film. When Air Force One gets shot down, like missiles coming in, I'm like, damn, what are they going to do? They just die.
Yeah, they just
the whole
died.
plane
The whole
dies.
plane.
Yeah.
Including
some main characters.
Yeah, including Channing Tatum's friend that tried to get him the job. Dead. She's never mentioned again.
No, I feel
nobody
like
seems to mind.
I feel like she really. We'll get into that. But anyway, so this plane's down.
Yeah.
Now we're on to Richard Jenkins.
Yeah.
Richard Jenkins is like, let's just nuke it. Let's just blow up the White House.
Blow up the whole area. Just kill all the hostage. Kill all of them. Just make it a big hole in the ground.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to start my presidency.
It is crazy because I guess he wants to be president. You just cannot. This couldn't be good for you.
No.
PR-wise, you're the third choice.
Yeah, and
now
you've blown up the White House in Washington with innocent
lives.
what
win do you have here that we stop the terrorists?
Yeah.
That's not great. It's not great.
Yeah, it just won't. I don't think media's going to be on your side, bud.
Yeah, and I think Jamie's like, hey, there's an election coming up. He's got maybe, 7 months? And I'm sure the most of it's just cleaning up this dog shit of a PR crisis.
Yeah, Maggie Gyllenhaal is sitting in the middle of it all going, everyone's made bad choices. Could you just not make bad choices? You know the president's alive.
Yeah, it feels like all they want to do is confirm the president is dead. News outlets, seconds after, like, I saw a bomb go off, he's probably dead.
There is a moment in the film, though, when everybody goes, wow, the president's in the front of that car. Also, by this point, the president has killed somebody.
Yeah.
With his he murders someone.
He's killed somebody, and I don't know if that'd do well for his
Some
approval
people
ratings.
Like it.
Yeah. Do you see the president use an RPG to kill a terrorist? It does feel like you'd get some votes, honestly.
So he's in his car. The car crashes. Everybody assumes he's drowned, and then a grenade goes off, and then the whole pool house explodes.
Yeah.
And they go, he's probably dead. Now, I can understand why they've thought that. That's a lot of things to survive. But also, you would think they'd just wait for a confirmation.
Yeah.
Just wait for anybody to get in there and work it out.
Wait for everything to settle,
Yeah.
you know? You want to see a body. Otherwise, it does seem crazy the vice president's sworn in. It's nutty, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, look, everybody seems against it. I think the movie is moving ahead with its plot regardless of the logic.
Yeah.
Which you can't really fault it for. It's not telling you to take it seriously.
Yeah.
But it is just so messy that I can't keep up and I can't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't think they've given me a good enough reason to get invested and go along with bad choices that everyone's making.
I also think Richard Jenkins should have been the vice president. I think it's crazy to go 2 down. At that point, it's too wacky, you know?
Yeah. It is a lot. And you know why I reckon they've done that? I think they just wanted the shock of blowing up Air Force One.
Yeah.
I think they went, that'll be a good shot in the trailer. It'll be fun to kill off that cast.
Yeah.
Like, that'll be a good moment in the movie. And it just doesn't make any sense to do that.
Yeah.
It's odd that Richard Jenkins would go just annihilate the top 2.
Yeah.
The third guy is, everyone's always happy to keep him in charge.
Yeah. The third guy's more of like, look, it's a backup, but we'll probably, I assume if that ever does happen, we'll have a big chat about what we should do. Like, you're not just the president. I know, like, that's the rule, but we'll probably chat it out, you know? Anyway, he's the president.
Yeah, he's got... nobody's happy about it.
No.
We're meant to believe that he's a good guy, but he is allergic to cats.
Yeah.
They should have brought a cat in here.
Oh, my God.
Big reveal when he goes, and they're like, it's you. We heard you sneeze on the pager.
I also love each president that's been anointed in has been given just a little, and here are your nuclear code, sir. And I don't know if that's the first thing that gets given to
There's
you.
got to be other information that is given, surely.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is the first thing where they go, you're sworn in, here they are.
I guess if on a knee-jerk reaction, just if we do need to use a nuke, that's the first. I guess maybe it is quite a hard thing.
Look,
you know?
I mean, we've got the internet. Let's find out.
I think we can just gist it. President checkoff list. Like, what's the first thing you get?
Well, it can't be that because when the president is at his anointment, they don't then hand it over in front of the camera after he's sworn in and get, here you go.
It feels like it'd be like a 3-hour after, by the way. I guess maybe...
There's got to be other rules.
Yeah.
They can't go, here's the little book. Use these 9 letters and numbers whenever you see fit.
You'd think like the phone codes be kind of the first thing that comes up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what happens if you want to call for room service, you know, all that sort of general stuff, you know. It does seem crazy. But I guess they were on the fence about nuking Iran. So maybe they were like, you know, if you're about to use a nuke, maybe it's good time.
Yeah, it is. It does not happen upon you taking office, and the actual transfer of the nuclear command authority is highly specific, coordinated process that strictly follows a precise sequence that is very lengthy.
Okay, well, yeah.
It's not just a little book.
It does feel like a crazy thing, just like, here's the little book, go nuts.
Well, Richard Jenkins gets the nuke codes and then is
Just
like...
pages them over to somebody.
Yeah, he's actually he's so confident there's 7 seconds until he then blows up the White House. He's like, great, I've got these. Use these to invade Iran and blow it up, and then just kill the White House. It's a crazy ploy.
It almost feels like a kid thing as well, because his whole thing is like, all the evidence is in the White House. If I blow up the White House, it's all good. And you just think, buddy, I've emailed people.
Yeah.
You know, this is on different things. I can't imagine the White House servers are like literally on top of the White House.
I wonder if it just occurred to me, because if the whole plan was to blow up the White House, and maybe we're idiots for not clocking onto this, potentially the mercenaries were never to get free anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking it's sort of a Joker situation.
Yeah, and
you know?
so now I'm thinking the hacker was blown up because that was a pre-established trap.
Oh, you know, that might make sense.
That's probably
that
it.
makes sense.
And I think when
know?
he goes, I think that's when it clicks to him. He
Yes.
was never going to survive.
That's true. And I do think the money is probably like a bit of like a red herring. Again, it's probably way too little money.
I think,
for
but
it
it's
to
just
not
the
be
convolutedness of the film.
Yeah.
Because I think they think that they're saying that if the president just blows it all up, everything's just a nice, neat.
Yeah. It's crazy of Richard Jenkins to get to the 3rd highest position of power in America and be like, if I blow up the entire White House and all the witnesses, I think everyone would just sort of be okay with me being it.
Yeah. What did we think of James Wood's death?
It was powerful. It was, and here's the thing, because he has the context of cancer, wouldn't you rather go this way, you know?
Yeah. He gets machine gunned from the car, but also hit by a car, which I think is fun. There's also a really good moment in the movie when they get his wife in, and they're talk him down.
His wife's like, I'm so sorry, John. I had to tell them you have cancer. And then Maggie Gyllenhaal goes, hey, here's what your husband's doing. And oh my God, what a wife. Is just like, yeah, give a shit. If he wants to do that, that's what he's up to. Like, man, we're going to arrest you. Like, I don't give a dog shit. If he wants to blow up Iran, fuck you. Fuck you, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Go do it, hubby.
Yeah.
Love you forever.
Nuke Iran. Fuck it.
Avenge our boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she leaves, giving everyone the finger.
Yeah.
Very just like, fuck you all. It's fine.
Maggie Gyllenhaal goes, I think this is gonna be a bad bad
Maggie
day.
Gyllenhaal's sort of sitting there going, I fear I have made the situation worse. That might have been a bad call. I just thought she wouldn't be into it.
Who gave her the nuclear codes too? Did someone give that? We anointed her as the president. I'm
get
sorry.
a little book on the way in.
Everyone gets the nuclear code.
Everyone gets the codes.
But yeah, no, Jed Wood's death is good. I do think Joey King. Now, the thing is, Jenkins has ordered people to blow up the White House.
Yeah.
3 pilots who are trained Navy, whatever. They're trained Air Force. The president is now telling you, blow up the White House. They fly over to the White House, and then they see Joey King waving a flag. And I do love morally, like, but sir, there's a little girl waving a flag. And the president is being like, blow up the White House. Like, I just can't, sir.
Well, that's, yeah. Because also they don't know why.
Yeah.
And so for all they know, something even worse could happen.
Yeah.
They're just running off of the little girl being there.
Exactly. What's a flag? What? You don't know what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
It's their job. Blow them up.
They're like, we're not going to do it. There's a little girl there. And then Richard Jenkins is like, great. We've just been fully invaded.
Yeah.
We just lost World War III.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
how quickly
Yeah.
that just happened because of your choice. I hope you're happy.
That little girl was a little terrorist. Okay? You feel good? She just did 9/11 times 12. So we're fucked now. That flag, big bomb. Big bomb, you idiot.
I've got to use every nuke now.
Yeah.
This is a horrible world we're about to enter because you couldn't kill that little girl.
Also, a military person like, no, we can't shoot that child. It's like, it's happened. It's happened.
We have so much warfare now happening via a drone where they're like, I don't feel empathy. I'm killing a child.
I killed 30 guys. Were we meant to kill them? Yeah. We'll write it. It's fine. We'll balance the books.
You told me to blow up this home, but it sort of looked like a school, so I did that one too.
Yeah, I just sort of, I just figured, wrap it up. It's easier.
This way it's in a bow. Isn't that what you wanted, sir? You wanted it all in a bow?
Most warfare's bow-based. You want everything to be neat and tidy.
Both villains are like, well, I'll blow up Iran and then that's a bow. And then he's like, and I'll blow up the White House and that's a bow. And then everybody's happy.
And then I have 2 bows and it's pretty easy to like sort of...
I'm 2 bows up. How many bows did Jamie Foxx have? No bows.
He was a little pacifist cunt who had lacking of bows. Bunch of pens. No bows.
When Richard Jenkins is taken away screaming, he's going, but I had 2 bows.
And they go, release him and give him the nuclear codes. This is a 3-bow president.
Sir, you're being taken into custody. Here are the codes.
You can't give away these bloody codes. I mean, come on.
I do love that the ending of this movie is like a really poor soap opera play where they're like, Richard Jenkins, we know it's you, and he's like, so what? What are you gonna do about
I'm
it?
the president, and then Jamie Foxx is like, not so fat.
I was alive the whole time.
I don't care if the president outright, who's been there for 5 minutes, goes, yeah, that was my plan all along. I was going to nuke Iran, but guess what? You can't, because legally, I'm the president.
They're also trying to set him up because they're like, oh, by the way, the president didn't make it. And he goes, oh, that's a bummer. We'll probably just move the troops into the Middle East then.
Yeah.
And you go, really? That's the first thing? How immediately evil.
Yeah, he's so conniving,
Yeah.
Also, I gotta tell you, there is a bunch of like civilians just walking around. This needs to be on lockdown. This is the worst military action that's ever been happened. There's a bunch of just random rubble. Everyone's around. The president's literally 3 meters away. You'd think there's guns everywhere.
Yeah, nobody seems to be like looking after the president here. Like, and considering it turns out the president is alive, you'd think more people would be aware if he was just crouching down behind a boulder. You'd be walking around being like, "Isn't that the president just there?"
No, he died in that pool. So
He's
let's
looking up at them, going, "Shh, shh, shh. We've got a
Scooby-Doo thing going on here.
We're trying to make that guy had. We're trying to get him."
Every tourist is like, "You've got hatting could happen right here."
Yeah, right here.
I'd hate to miss that.
And then we didn't talk about it, but God bless the tour guide who got his whole arc. He murders someone.
Tour guide at the start is annoyed at Joey King, and then he bashes a military man in like really just knee-jerk reaction, bashes his brains in. Then at the end of the film, he's like, I've killed.
Yeah.
I've killed.
At the end of the movie, he then turns to Joey King's mum and is like, I'm just going to hit on you.
Yeah.
Seems like the appropriate thing to do. He's like, nobody seemed to call or care when the bomb went off here and everyone knows it's my place of work. I'm just going to hit on you.
That's very true. It's a bit crushing, the guy who, I mean, that's why probably the bloodlust happened, you know?
If you are the tour guide of the White House, let us know if you're unloved at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com. I'd love to know.
I gotta tell you, if someone emails in, I'm not replying. That's a lonely piece of shit.
Guys, I'll look. I'll look at what you send in.
I'll mark it as read.
Yeah, I'll write back to you seen.
Carl, who would watch White House Down, and where are you going to rank it in our in our White House siege films at the moment?
So right now it's number 1,
Great.
which is great for it.
Me too.
I believe White House Down might get White House Down. Look, who is it for? It is a very 2013 film, which is it's a hard thing to sort of put your.
I think we're still a little bit in that sort of that world, but it is very much. The further we're getting, the more we're into the 2020s. It's starting to show itself. Like, wow, these are little. I feel like it's very San Andreas pilled.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's just something very
They're bland.
Yeah.
They're bland, big
Which
destruction.
is funny because things are bland now.
Yeah.
But this has a different type of blandness to it that I
feel
think
like there's like a Netflix bland corporateness to it, and this doesn't feel like it. This is probably worse than that, But there is definitely a je ne sais quoi to it,
It does feel like something that just would be on Netflix now, and I think that's where this sort of tier of movie has gone. And I mean, something that's comparable to this would be like Carry On, but I enjoyed Carry On a lot more, which I think just goes to show what elevates a movie.
I feel like Carry On has like almost like a functional setup of a scene. Like, hey, this guy's trying to attack this person. We're going to use this weapon to do whereas this is just a bit of a chaotic mess.
Yeah.
You just constantly...
It is just explosions galore.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say who it's probably for, because I think if you like a Roland Emmerich movie, I'm not sure if you're even getting that here.
Yeah.
So
isn't it funny, like in the Roland Emmerich like catalog, you'd be like, it's a niche film. It's sort of for the diehard fans, It really strips back the explosion and really takes a focus on the POV of the president and Channing Tatum.
It's sort of the king of comedy of his career.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it didn't do very well, but fans have come to begrudgingly watch it.
Yeah, people have insisted they've forgotten about it. Look, so I think in the end, it's probably going to be a movie that you're showing up for if you really just want a Channing Tatum movie. I think it feels like the G.I. Joe. It feels like any of the bland action movies Channing Tatum was in, this is just another notch on his belt.
Yeah.
So I think if you like that shtick, you're probably going to like this. Something I pointed out to you is I feel like the most developed character in the whole movie was James Woods.
Yeah.
Got a lot of screen time, got a lot of character development. You knew his life and people in his life way more.
And dare I say, even though his entire motivation was to nuke Iran, I still think you were probably the character with the most motivation. You're kind of like in a sea of like fog of like, I guess I empathize with you. Not really, but good for you for having some motivation that isn't just, I'd love to have a job.
Well, Channing Tatum's motivation is he wants to get his daughter, and as soon as he hears the president's kidnapped, he goes, fuck, I better go into this room.
This seems way cooler.
And
I think he's a bit of like a star fucker. I think he's just like, I want to be the president's like security team.
He just wants to climb the corporate ladder.
Exactly. He's protecting the third highest guy. Why not settle? You know?
I agree.
Look after your daughter. Go see her a flag spinning thing. Who do I think would watch this? I guess not absentee fathers. That's who I would say. That's.
Yeah, I think it's for people that love an explosion as well, but not a good looking one. I think you have to like a bad looking explosion.
Yeah,
I think that's for you.
And there's a big demo for that. There's a big demo for that.
And I mean, I think you'd also have to like something that's really. We sat down and we watched as a group the Charlie's Angels recently.
Yeah.
And that is very campy, very action heavy, very silly, very stupid. And then this movie is sort of all of those things as well, but it hasn't got any of the camp or the style.
It really sucks, doesn't it? Because I think if they just sort of turned everything up a bit, it's very silly. It's the president being abducted, and it's crazy. They've almost just held it back just a bit too far, so you never really get to the absurdness of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also it being a bit silly. Like, the concept is, like, a buddy cop with the president is quite funny. So the fact that it's not, it's like, oh, what have you guys done
The
here?
fact this isn't just a straight up action comedy is odd, because when it wants you to feel tense, it's nowhere near close. Yeah. I think this is a very poor film.
Yeah.
Oscar, who would watch White House Down?
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I mean, it's not for the historians, you know. I think if you're a lover of the White House, I guess you do have a Joey King as your POV, so that might be quite refreshing.
It's probably for people that hate the White House.
Yeah.
If you think that that's an eyesore, you're probably going to really enjoy this demolition series.
I think so. I mean, because really, you know, Independence Day is the last film that's really destroyed the White House in a really productive way.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see it sort of stripped down bit by bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess haters of... Actually, if you hate the government, this one feels like a pretty anti-government one, you know? Even
It's
though
apolitical but anti-government.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. You're going to get to see a lot of people die in
I gotta
government.
tell you guys, politically speaking, this is a bit messy. So I think it's for those who love a bit of grey.
Yeah, if you want to see the Secretary of Defense get shot in the head, you'll see that in this.
Yeah, 100%. If you're I guess if you're sort of edging a political assassination, this one will get you through, I think.
Yeah. If you wanted to invade on January 6th but didn't get to, this is probably going to tickle your whistle.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll stand by it. You know, if you're a coward and weren't there like I was, then, you know, maybe don't. Carl's shaking her head in an affirming way because he was also there. You stand by.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like this joke.
Yeah, I don't like the government even, buddy. But that's why I try to do something about it, you know? Carl, what are we doing next week?
It's Olympus Has Fallen. We're doing the good one. We're
Yeah.
doing the great one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
We're doing it.
Guys, this episode was a bit of a write-off so we could freaking do the better film, you know?
Yep, that's right.
And I gotta tell you, next week, some people are going, God, imagine we're watching White House Down. What?
I think watching Olympus Has Fallen on its own is a really, really enjoyable, rewarding task.
Yeah.
But having had to pay the penance of watching White House Down to get there, I don't know. Maybe it's going to lose its shine a little.
Here's the thing. I do think we're going to see it with friends. It's going to be pretty great.
I hope so. If we end up both watching it alone in separate homes without a nice group, I'm probably going to come in pretty bummed. Pretty bummed about it.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.